What's up, guys? I'm here again. Oh, it's never that I come back 2 times in one day. I am sitting in my hotel. I'm in Florida at Premier, and I can't wait for tomorrow. I can't wait to share some of the things that I have discovered about money. I will be teaching tomorrow at Premier. I'll be teaching in the, I'm not really sure what room, but I'll be teaching at 3:30 tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. So if you all are at Premier, you definitely want to come see me on Saturday. I have been deep in thought or really studying money. Not having it. I done been in all sides of the spectrum. Having it, not having it, having it, not having it. And, you know, I remember waking up maybe about a year and a half or 2 years ago. And I remember waking up and saying to myself, because I was being real irresponsible with money, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. And I just remember saying to myself, I wasn't always like this. I did not always handle money like this. I did not always handle credit and just the way I was moving with money. It didn't make sense to me. And I kept finding myself in a position that was very uncomfortable. So for those of you all that listened to my video this morning, it was about being comfortable and being uncomfortable and being comfortable while I'm uncomfortable. But what happened was I about 4 years ago, to be exact, I woke up one day and I said, okay, I did not always function this way. I was not always in this position. And I remember sitting down, guys, for like about a week. And I said, let me go back and let me try to figure out what was it that I did so differently at this point that got me XYZ. What were the factors? What was it? And guys, I literally took time and I wrote it down, and you know, writing makes it real, y'all. So I wrote it down and I said to myself, you know what? I know what I did. And I literally started changing my financial life, like one day at a time. Like, I'm talking about a 180. I'm talking about I woke up the next day like I'm not doing this stupid stuff no more. This doesn't make sense. And I gotta get better with finances. And I went into what I call a financial overhaul. The way I thought, the way I processed money, the way I did things. And it's amazing how when you become that focused on something, how quickly you can change your situation. So I'm bringing you up to date. I've been reading this book. Can y'all see this? It has been it's called Financial Intelligence for Entrepreneurs. Now, you know, at first I was like, am I going to understand anything that comes out of this book? I mean, really. But it just, out of all the books that I saw that kind of talked about the same subject, it just kept sticking out. So y'all, when I say this book, and it's financial intelligence, your financial IQ, it's financial IQ for dummies. I mean, it's like, if you can halfway read, you can literally understand this book. But let me tell you what's so amazing about it. As I'm reading it, because it's for entrepreneurs, because the people that wrote this book took people like us, they had us in mind. They said, you know what? We want to talk to the people who just love what they do. So they're talking about cooks, musicians. They even said something about hairstylists and barbers. And they said the one problem that all of us tend to have, and I am 100% a witness to this, me doing it, other people doing it, is that we love what we do so much that we believe profit doesn't matter. We believe that we don't have to be concerned about profit because I just love what I do. But how many of us, me included, have got to a place in your business, whether you're the owner or whether you booth rent or whether you're a suite owner, we're still owners of something. How many of us have got to the point where when that money wasn't right and when that profit wasn't right, we almost started not liking what we were doing because it just seemed like we were spinning our wheels and we were never getting ahead. So it was interesting that the class that I'm teaching tomorrow is called Knowing Your Numbers. Now, I started this Knowing Your Numbers thing last year sometime, and it has taken a whole nother, it's another entity in my life now. I didn't know it was going to go that far, but I literally was just trying to, like I always do, help people understand what I have figured out. That's what I was doing. So I'm teaching that tomorrow. And listen to this, guys, 3:30. If you are at Premiere tomorrow, which is Saturday in Florida, I'm teaching it I'm teaching it like 3 times this weekend. I just don't remember all the time for the other days. But I am teaching it at 3:30. And this, I realized years ago when I first started saying I got to fix this, I started realizing that understanding financial statements, especially for us that love what we do, we don't care nothing about how much it costs. We don't care nothing about how much we charge for it. We don't even know what a financial statement is. And I find that when people get a little older and they get to the point that they're like, I want to start getting it together, not understanding financial statements and how they read, it really messes us up. So let me tell you what's interesting. This book now, it's off the chain, y'all. And it's real easy to read. It's Financial Intelligence for Dummies. I started doing a financial dashboard. And I started it a while ago. And I focused on cash flow statements, income statements, and balance sheets. Because I knew those were the 3 most important statements. So guess what this book talks about? When I picked it up and read it, I was like, seriously? And it says in like the first 3 pages, the most important and critical statements an entrepreneur, especially a passionate entrepreneur, can learn how to do. A cash flow statement, which tells you what your money is going to look like over a projected time period. An income statement, which is what we call P&L forms of profit and loss. That's the past. That's what you made, what you took out, and what was left, okay? That's the profit and loss. And for those of you all that if you still have a profit and loss form and you're a business owner in your taxes, that means you need to change your legal structure. Because if you are a corporation, you will not have a profit and loss statement. But that's a whole nother conversation. And then we have a balance sheet, which deals with your assets, your liabilities, and the equity, what you are worth, what your company is worth. It's amazing how many people now are in this place where they want to sell their businesses and they have no idea what it's worth. And I'm not talking about going so deep into depreciation schedules, and that's a whole nother level. But we do have to understand that when you bought that chair, just because you want to sell it fully furnished, you do know that it is not worth that anymore. You do know that, right? That's another story. But what was amazing to me is this book, and I mean, it's dealing with us, y'all. Small mom and pop businesses that are trying to figure out why it seems like we're making money. But by the time the smoke clears, where is it? I have had so many people. I do this class actually in an 8-hour private set. Well, not private, but more of a hands-on workshop also with several people. And it takes about 8 hours for y'all to get this. But the thing is, we gotta understand where our money is going, guys. Or let me tell you, I've been doing this now for 31 years. And I promise you, I always loved it. I still love this business, but it became more a love of mine when I wasn't broke trying to do it. Just constantly doing head after head after head after head, running shops and just breaking even. And that had to stop, guys. That just absolutely had to stop. And I had to say, you know what? I didn't start off this way, but I found myself drifting into being unfocused and unconcerned about what the numbers. You see this? This is the best statement ever. What you really need to know about the numbers. That's the truth, guys. I'm telling you, and I ain't trying to be no accountant. I'm not even trying to be a financial management person. But what I do want to understand is when I take in $1,000 and then I got to pay rent, and then I got to buy products, and then I got to pay assistants, and then I got to pay for this, that, and the other. I want to understand what that looks like for real at the end. I don't want to just assume, and it's a little more in depth than just paying for this and taking this out, and then whatever's left is that. No. That's an estimate. That is not actual profit. And so many of us, I have 3-4 coaching groups now. So many of us, we go into this business and we like, you know what? I'm going to go buy my second shop. I've been talking to people in the last maybe 3 years about that. I'm going to go get the second shop. You don't even know what your numbers look like in the first shop. Can you really afford the second shop? Can you? Is that a smart decision? There are simple, I'm talking about non-corporate ways to figure that out. And that is what I'm going to be teaching tomorrow. It is called Knowing Your Numbers, and it is under my series called Money Matters. Yes, it does matter. You cannot move without money. These dreams that we got, dreams cost. You cannot fulfill any of these dreams without some money coming from somewhere. And we're pulling it from places that, guys, it really doesn't exist. We going out and buying all new furniture with money, thinking we got this cash, but we haven't done a cash flow projection to really see if this money is actually liquid. It's really not. And so what happens is, and I hear it and I've lived it over and over and over again, and we find ourselves in the red. We don't know how we got there. All we know is at the end of the year, our statement said we made $208,000. That's all we know. That's all we know. But we still are broke, guys, and it's because we have got to love what the money looks like, almost, really more, I'm being generous, as much as we love what we do. I'm going to tell you this, and I am now starting to really live it and understand it. When you get to the point that you are able to do what you love, and you are not stressed, struggling, hurting, crying, wondering, not sleeping, not eating, wondering if the bill's going to get paid. I have been there too many times. When you get to the point that you ain't doing that, you can love your business so much. Oh my God. It becomes you fall in love all over again with it, because you realize it is a better way to do it. It's a better way to do it, guys. I'm telling you, I'm so focused on understanding this thing. This is a book that I had to read. It's by Karen Berman, Joe Knight with John Case. Guys, this book is the business. When I say I got it off of Amazon. And it's for dummies. They should say financial intelligence for entrepreneurs and dummies. That's what it really should say. It starts explaining things in a way that is so simplistic. And that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I'm going to be literally explaining stuff like when you got this bottle of shampoo and this bottle of conditioner. And I'm going to be that basic because I get it. I absolutely, unequivocally understand it. I'm learning more, but I fully understand it. And I just want y'all to understand money matters. Yes, it does matter. I don't care how much you love what you do. So for all of you all that talk about you have a problem with going up on your prices, yet your products keep going up, and you just have this issue with passing on those costs to your customers, why not? That's right, girl. Antoinette, get your book. I wish they had it on audio, but they didn't. They only have it on a Kindle. For those of you all that are struggling with that, raising your prices, money matters. Your rent, I got people in my coaching groups, their rent is going up, their leases are going up, their cost of products are going. Everybody's passing these costs off to us. And we keep wanting to say, but I love what I do and I don't want, and I feel bad about charging my clients what they're charging me. Look, let me tell y'all something. Every business in America understands that when your costs go up, you got to pass that off to the customers. That's just what it is. Money matters, guys. Customers experience this everywhere. It's like you're no different. You have to start realizing. There's another book that I bought years ago, and I can't even remember the author, but it was called Profit Isn't Everything, It's the Only Thing. I don't care how much you love it. You have to be profitable. I don't care how much you wanna help. Now, there are times when you just give something and that's it. You don't care. It don't even matter. But even that can be considered at the end of the year that this is what you gave. These are your charitable contributions. We have to start looking at this thing for more than just it's something to do. Unless you see what you do as a hobby. This is not a hobby for me. This is how I make my living. This is how I eat. This is how I pay bills. This is how I build dreams, is with the money that I make. But the only way I can take $1 and make it 2 and then make it 4 and then make it 8 is I have to understand what these numbers mean. I have to understand that every time I use a bottle of shampoo that costs me maybe for the gallon, I paid $26 or more for the gallon. Every time I use that, that comes off of my gross profit. And for those of you all that don't even want to charge for a basic shampoo what it's worth, by the time you've gotten through, I don't know if you all understand this, every customer, especially in a black salon, black salons use far more product than white salons. We use, well, I won't say we use more electricity. We use more sit-down dryers. They use more blow dryers. I don't know which one sucks up more electricity, but I know for a fact that we use more products. We use 7 to 15 products. Did y'all know that? Per customer that sits in our chair. Let me break it down for you. If they got a relaxer that day, let's just say, we based them. For those of you all that still base, we based them. We relaxed them. We use neutralizing shampoo. Now with the whole bond multiplying and bond building movement, some of us use bond. I use bond multipliers, and some of us use that in the relaxer. That would be like your Olaplexus, V-Plexus. I have one called Stability. All of these different, and none of those are cheap, y'all. None of them is cheap. So then that's 3 products: base, relaxer, 4. Base, relaxer, neutralizer, bond builder, right? Then we're going to conditioner, right? That's conditioner. We're going to do some more conditioning. Then let's say they wanted to get a color. Nothing hard. Maybe a demi-permanent color. That's color. Then demi requires an activator or a developer, right? That's 7 already. Then we got to use some more shampoo because we got to shampoo that out. Some people won't use the neutralizer. They'll use a different kind of shampoo, right? Then we ain't talked about maintenance products. We're not talking about foam. We're not talking about edge control. We're not talking about spritz. We're not talking about shine. I don't have enough fingers. I'm already at 15 products easily on one customer. And then you want to talk about why you got a problem with charging more than $45. Do you not understand that by the time, and there's an exercise that I do to teach you this, by the time you got through, you probably sucked up 20, if not more, of that $45 that you don't want to charge, which means that you are giving, you ain't paid rent, you haven't paid your assistant, you ain't paid, if you're the owner, you ain't paid light bill, gas bill, you haven't paid anything. And we wonder why at the end, there's nothing left. Because we got to know and understand these numbers. I'm telling you, once you embrace and once you just say, I'm tired, somebody teach me something, help me focus, help me figure this out, you will not have a problem charging what you need to be charging. You will not have a problem helping the clients understand. And when they want you to come in on a day that you don't work, just like they get paid overtime on their job, you want an extra whatever, 20, 30, I don't care what you charge. Everything costs money. And for those of you all that are owners, you're not just taking care of your part, you're also taking care of the whole salon, the whole barbershop, though. I'm telling you all, since I started the coaching groups, it gave me an inside track to see more than just my life. It gave me an inside track. I don't even know how many people I coach anymore. It's a lot of them because I got now 4 groups. It gave me an inside track to see what's universally, and when I say that, I'm talking about New York, California, I'm in Chicago, it don't matter. Everybody's talking about what's happening over here. No. It's the industry. It gave me an inside track to see what's really messed up, guys. And I'm telling you, this, not understanding the numbers, this is what is killing our business. It's killing us. It's making us close down. It's making us go get a second job doing something totally not relevant to what we're doing. It is the thing that is making us like, I beg, borrow, and steal. I did that for years. I begged, borrowed, couldn't pay back, borrowed, smoke, couldn't pay back. We have got to stop. We have absolutely got to stop, or I don't know where this industry is going to be. I'm going to be honest with you guys, because let me tell you something. Some of my salon owners, y'all worried about people running the suites. Let me tell you, the suites going through the same stuff. I know several people that own suites. They going through the same stuff. Because let me tell you what's happening. When a person in a suite building, They're in the suites. They don't have the money to pay the rent. Suites generally can cost a lot more than a regular booth rental or definitely even a commission situation. When they don't have the money to pay, they don't care about being under no year contract. I got suite owners telling me they have come back to their suites and 3 people just gone under contract. Why is the owner going to bother trying to sue you? You ain't got no money. We going to sue you for what? So trust me when I say, suites are literally feeling the same stuff. They are feeling the same thing. Suite people are leaving out of suites. Half of y'all ain't had no business being in no suite because you couldn't keep it together when you was booth rental. Now you're on your own and you really don't know what to do. So you had no business going anywhere. But I get it. I know we go to suites for a lot of reasons. Folks can't find a decent place to work and it's craziness all over the land and they tired of dealing with bad owners. And I know I done heard it all. I done seen it all. So I get why some of us are forced to make that decision. But let me tell you something. It's not going to matter. If you don't get this, and this is why I really have a soft spot for my one coaching group, Aspire. Aspire are my babies, I call them. Now, when I say babies, they're not rookies in the industry, but they're people who haven't stepped out there yet. They haven't opened salons yet. Most of them, it's a couple of them that are new in salons. They haven't opened salons yet, and they've come to me because they're like, I don't want to do that. I want to get this thing right. I want to try to figure this out before I open a salon. I want to try to get it right. I want to learn these numbers and learn all this stuff. I want to learn cash flow statements. I want to learn projections. I want to learn they have something called a burn rate, a break-even analysis. At what point do you actually break even? When does that happen? You got to figure that out. We didn't drop $40, $50, $60, $70, $80,000 on the salon and you didn't borrow. This is your money. So at what point do you actually break even? There's something called a break-even analysis. Now, if you want to learn that kind of stuff, I'm just putting this out there, but I'm going to be talking about it tomorrow, guys. I am so laser focused on helping people get this, and I'm steady learning also that I decided for all of y'all that want a good vacation, y'all want a good vacation, I am doing what's called a Money Matters conference. And guess where it is, y'all? It's in my favorite place. Me and my husband, who I saw he was on here earlier, Puerto Rico, guys. San Juan, Puerto Rico. We gonna be in San Juan this next year in April. You got time. You got time to pay for it. You got time to get your stuff going. But it's called the Money Matters Conference. That's where we gonna help you get it. That's where we gonna spend 4 days. Now, we gonna only be in the thing for 3 now. We gonna spend 4 April, put it in, save the date. I got the flyers, I got all that. I done booked it, we good. Me and my husband are going there to talk to the people in August. We gonna just hang out in Puerto Rico, but it's next April. And it's called a Money Matters Conference. Cause it matters, guys. It matters. I'm telling you, you cannot keep doing this thing we call the beauty industry and not be concerned about the bottom line. It's not going to work. You're gonna hit a wall. And for those of you all that aren't there already, you're going. Come on, Tanya, go with me. April 25th, 6th and 7th. It's the last Saturday. Well, we come in Saturday. It's the last Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So if you all, I just literally booked it. I've been talking about it for a while. My guy, Chris, who I saw on here, he did the flyer for me. He did a wonderful job because I secured the hotel. I said, I ain't going to put it out till I secure the hotel. I secured the hotel. It's going to be at the Hyatt Place, the new one, because y'all know it was tore up, right? So it's beautiful. It's brand spanking new. It's beautiful. So I'll have everything up sometime this weekend. If you come into Premiere, I'll actually have everything in the class. We're going to have early registrations. We're going to go to San Juan, y'all. We ain't going to be in class all day. It's from 9 to 5. Me and my husband have been to Puerto Rico 1,000 times. So we going to show y'all where to do it. We going to show y'all. I love Puerto Rico. I absolutely, unequivocally, is my favorite place. It's the only place I can go over and over and over and over and over. Okay, come on, Mahogany. You can't come in November. Come see me at the Money Matters. It matters, y'all. Period. That's the moral to this story. So just keep going on my page, looking for more for that. It'll also be on my website. Like I said, Chris, literally, my graphics guy, Chris Brand Cocky, he just finished the flyer. I saw it in my email this morning. So I printed it off, brought some here. Now I'm going to put it on my website. Y'all be and that's a while. So y'all got payment arrangements like $50 or something like that. It's you got time. Hashtag money matters. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trademark that if it ain't already taken. Okay? But guys, I just every time I think about it, I'm like, okay, what could I do? And I'm always willing to be transparent and say, look, I done messed up more than once. I didn't beg, borrow, stole, did crazy stuff and trying to make it work. And it just, at the end of the day, you want to do it right. And you want to learn some stuff. Don't just learn cutting, coloring, weaving, and all. That's cool now because you still got to hone your craft. But you gotta understand your money. You gotta figure out what should you even charge for this stuff? What should you even charge for this? Y'all know I teach color. I teach color. That's my second love. Okay, it's all business to me. Even when I teach color, I have a Color Me Crazy business edition. It's my new Color Me Crazy. I've been doing it forever, and that's actually in Vegas in October. It's October 28th and 9th, and it's almost sold out. But it's color, learning how to do color with a business focus, learning how to take this craft, these hands that we have, learning how to turn it around and learning how to make sure that it produces the income you need to grow your business. And color is probably the single most profitable service that does not. Now, we got other profitable services like Trichology. Trichology and color are probably the two services, the only two in the black industry. Now listen to me when I say this, and I've done the data, the statistics. It is the only two that creates total loyalty. You color somebody's hair right, I don't care where you go. They'll fly out of state if they have to. You get that hair to growing back, you got them for life. Now the difference even between those two is it costs a lot less to actually build your color education roster than it does for Trichology. And it takes at least a fifth of the time. You can literally right now say, you know what? I'm going to dedicate 6 months out the year or 1 year. And I'm going to just pump color, real color, science, not just art, not just balayage and ombre. And I can teach you that too. I'm talking about literal color, science, understanding pricing, how it needs to be structured, how to do consultations. I'm talking about stuff that will change the whole landscape of your business. It takes, you could, honestly, really not a year. You can almost do it in 6 months. You might spend, if you did that in 6 months at my class, you come to my class is $1,600. You get hotel, food, all you got to do is pay to get there, okay? Let's say you go to my class, maybe you go to the Redken, a studio down in New York. Maybe you can literally pick 5 or 6 classes and go to them in a 6-month period and literally come in your shop, learn about lighting, learn about wall colors and all this other stuff. You can literally come in your place, redo it, and literally probably triple what you just spent in the next 6 months. That's the difference with color. Color is a wonderful way. And when I started Color Me Crazy, it was at that time that I knew something with the money wasn't right. And I knew we had to leverage some of these techniques we were doing. I knew we had, because you ain't going to make that much more money cutting. And cutting ain't go somewhere else and get cut. A whole lot of people cut hair well. You're not going to make a whole lot of money, not now, doing weaving. YouTube University didn't put a hurting on weave. You know, now customers can buy all the same hair we buy. They can buy the wigs we buy. We no longer have exclusivity. We don't have it. So now our prices have been cut because the competition when it comes to the weave game is strong. For those of you all been in the business as long as me, I've been 31 years. I remember back 25 years ago, the few people that was really doing weave, man, they were hammering you. 3,000, 4,000 because they didn't have the competition. You couldn't get access to the hair they were using or to the units they were using. You couldn't get access. So if you wanted, you had to pay them. Well, that ain't the case no more, y'all. So I probably get more people that come to my color class, my Color Me Crazy, because they tired of doing weave. I hear that. That's my number one thing I hear. They say, I'm so sick of doing weave. I'm so sick of doing weave, and they don't want to pay, and this is all I hear. So I'm looking for something else to kind of build my business, build my ticket without having to work as hard, and the whole science of color will allow you to do that. Now, if you're making more money and you're doing less work, you also have to learn what that does to your profitability. And when I say that will literally take your profitability to a place that it's really just unbelievable when you really sit down and see the numbers and understand what they mean. So these are all the things. See, I get it. I've been a hairstylist forever. I know exactly what we do, how we do it, how we mess it up, how we fix it, how we mess it up some more. And let me say this to you all, understanding the numbers will also help you understand it's not just about doing more hair. It's not. Because doing more hair means now I'm spending more hours in the shop. It now just makes me more tired. It's about understanding once I get these numbers, how can I make the necessary adjustment so I can actually do less for more and have more profitability? That's what it's about, guys. It's about understanding how all these numbers work. And my color class is actually in Las Vegas. You can go on Knowledge by Nikki with 1K.com. You'll see the color class. I have no other openings for any. My July is sold out. My August, I had to move because I had it on the same date as Bronner. My September is sold out. And then all I have is October left. So if you want to come, it is October 28th and 9th in Las Vegas. Go on Knowledge by Nikki, 1K, NIKI.com. You'll see it. Just hit Color Me Crazy Seminars. You'll see it. If you want payment arrangements, you have to text that number that's on there because I don't have the arrangement set up online. It will make you pay in full. But this is something that color is just one facet of us understanding the numbers. You have got to get it, guys. Products are sucking up your money. You paying more rent than you should. It's sucking up your money. Let me tell you what I also realized was sucking up my money. I was spending so much money on eating out every single day. Now, I eat real good now. I barely eat. If I eat fast food, it's something like a grilled chicken sandwich or something. But I was spending so much money on eating out. Thank you, Sean, for putting that up. That I did not realize until I really sat down and wanted to focus on this money. Y'all, guess how much I was spending? 1 month. I just said, let me just see. $1,748. Can y'all believe that? Eating junk. Not even eating good food. It ain't like I'm bad at Whole Foods. Not then. I'm eating junk. That is a mortgage. A decent mortgage. $1,748 on food in the shop. Because you know what? We in there so long grinding. I was a 17-hour girl. I'm calling people like, what direction you coming from? Bring me this. Bring me that. Eating bad food, gaining weight, body just riddled with toxins, just everything just jacked up. And I'm broke. I said, something is wrong here. When I never forget when I looked at that and I said, oh, this is crazy. I'm spending $1,700 on food every single week. That's ridiculous, guys. But it wasn't until I started wanting to focus on what these numbers look like. What do they look like? What is really going on? Because all I know is I'm making $300,000 a year and I'm still robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I'm still broke and I'm still tapped out. Credit cards maxed out. Credit bad because they maxed out. I said it's got to be a better way. It's something I'm doing wrong. And it gets to a point, guys, for those of you all that like to blame everybody for stuff, I'm sorry, it gets to the point you can't blame that on nobody else. You got to look in the mirror, do a selfie with that. You got to say, you know what? I got to do something different. I got to do better. And that's when I start saying, I need to ask somebody. There are people out here. Now, you got to still ask the right people, but there are people out here who don't mind helping you. You got to not worry about looking stupid. So what, you've run your business for 30 years. You ain't made a dime in 30 years. So if you still plan on running it for 10 more, you need to get with somebody who can tell you how to make the next 10 better than all the 30 you had before that. You got to ask somebody. Don't just sit in this space, because I get people all the time. You could go on my site if you want a consultation with me, and I do not take everybody on with coaching, just so y'all know that I don't. People sit with me for 90 minutes. They talk about all this stuff and they say, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. I didn't want to tell no. Look, unless you want to stay that way, and ain't none of us getting no younger, I will be 50 years old in 3 months. And let me tell y'all something. I made a vow years ago. When I turned 50, there were certain things that were not going to exist in my life. And even though I got off, I had to get back on track real quick. I said, because this ain't happening. Because you got to understand you have less time. This is not, we don't do this till, well, some of us do. We don't want to do this till we 60, 70. I don't know a soul alive. I don't know one that wants to do hair at 60 and 70 because they have to. But because, now if you want to, yeah, it's a couple old ladies, they're like, I ain't got nothing else to do. No, but I'm looking at 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds that are doing hair in the shop mean, bitter, because they don't want to be there, but they never took time to understand their money. They never took time to understand all of this money that they've gotten. If they probably equated it, they've been in 7 figures. If they actually equated it, or sat down and did the math on how much money they made, they would be, literally, they would be probably sick and ready to almost have a heart attack. Like, I can't believe I didn't let this much money run through my hands. Do you all ever think about that? I know times when I've squandered and messed up money. I've thought about that. I've said, if I actually sat down and figured out, just take 10 years, how much money has went through my hands, I would probably cry. The author of the book, Stacy, it's Karen Berman and Joe Knight with John Case. Y'all, it's the business. Y'all get it. I saw somebody on there said I just ordered. I wish they had it in audio, but it's a good read and it's easy. This ain't, they even talk about it here when they start off. We ain't trying to make no accounts out of you. This ain't what this is about. We just simplified this and they did, y'all. It's for dummies. It's financial intelligence for dummies. It really is. So y'all come see me tomorrow. And for those of you all, if you're not in Florida and you can't come see me, I will also be at Mentorship Miami. I will be in Miami teaching it August. I don't know. I'm teaching it everywhere. I'm teaching it in Minnesota in August. I'm teaching it in Atlanta in August. I'm teaching it in Miami in August. It's become the thing now that, because I get it, I could talk to you all in a language that you know I understand you. It's become the thing that people want me to do everywhere. Oh, I'm teaching it in, where are we in June? I'm teaching it in Dallas in 2 weeks. That'll be at the Mesquite Convention Center. That's June 22nd, 23rd, somewhere in there, the 3rd weekend in June. I'll be teaching it there. So if you're in Dallas, come see me. I'll be teaching you about your money there. I don't know how many times they got me teaching it, a lot. I'll be teaching it there. Then July, I'm all over the place, okay? So go on my knowledgebynikki.com. Just look in the trade show or class section. I got all my dates on there, but I'm just about teaching it everywhere. If you cannot get to any of those, sign up. Give me a day or two. We just solidified the hotel yesterday. Sign up for my Money Matters conference in San Juan, Puerto Rico at the Hyatt Place on 8 something Fernandez. I can't even remember the name of the street. It's in a beautiful area of San Juan. I know a lot about Puerto Rico. My husband and we got married on the rooftop of the Sheraton Convention Center in Puerto Rico. So I love that place. It's just, I think I've been there maybe a couple more times than him. I've been there about 7 times. I love Puerto Rico. It's cheap to eat. It don't cost a lot to fly. We're going to teach you some stuff, and we're going to take you around. We're going to have some fun. And for those of y'all that see me all the time and y'all think I don't like to get dirty, oh no, I'm the ATV girl with the glasses and the mud everywhere and loving it. Okay? So we're going ATV. Now I tell y'all, if y'all not in shape, just like we weren't in shape when we first ATV, we couldn't get out the bed the next day. I did not know an ATV would make you feel that way. I was like, God, can you move? I can't move. It's the most fun of life, y'all. We ATV'd that time for 4 hours. Dirt, mud. It took 45 minutes to get all the mud off of me, and I was so happy. I just was happy. I like getting dirty. Okay? So come have some fun with us. It'll be online. I ain't even had a chance to put it online. I'm going to probably be up late tonight. I teach at 3:30 tomorrow, so I can kind of hang out in the room. And guess what, guys? If you are also in Premier or in Florida at Premier, I'm doing now. I got a big room, and I do food, and we have fun. I'm doing a business plan party. Y'all hear me? Some of y'all ain't never wrote a business plan in your life. You don't even know really what you're trying to do. You just like, I don't know, I guess I just want to open a shop and do hair. Whatever happens next, that's just what's going to happen. If y'all in Florida, come see me. Not cost, it ain't free. My coachees get in for free. If you want to do that, you actually, matter of fact, hit me up. And on 800, Nick, put that up for me. Nicola, my girl Nicola, him stay in New York. Put this up for me, Nick. If you want to come to the business plan party, text me at 800-580-8074. That's my direct text line. Come right to my cell phone. I'll send you the link to pay. Because you get the book. I got the projection on the wall. And when I say it is a hair salon, if you want to open your shop, or if you just never did a business plan and you want to go back and fix some stuff, it's called a hair salon business plan template. It is business plan for dummies. It ain't just about getting nobody's money. It ain't about getting investors. It's about you having a clear snapshot of what you think you want to do. It is, thank you, Nick. It is absolutely wonderful. So we going to be in here having fun. Now, y'all know I eat healthy food, so I ain't buying no whole bunch of bad food. Y'all have to bring that yourself. I got healthy food up in here. Okay? So if you in Florida, you want to get in on that, it's going to be fun. We're going to be here tomorrow. We're going to have a ball. Okay? I mean, not tomorrow. Today's Friday. Sunday night. It's Sunday night, so it's after the show Sunday from 6 to 10, and then I'm putting y'all out. Okay? But back to the money thing, guys. See, and that's also part of the money thing. I have so many people that are telling me they want to go open salons. And I ask them, hey, Darren. Oh, that's my first family there, Darren Ray, okay, with the Rays way back in the day when we were babies. That's the first thing. That's the first place people mess up. They want to go open a salon. Most people don't even have a clue. How much money should you really have before you open a salon? And don't tell me no 5,000, 10,000. No. That's where we start messing up. When I opened my first salon, me and my ex-husband, we opened our first salon. We saved up 85 grand. It took us a little under 3 years. I'm talking about 85 liquid. And let me say this, and y'all look, I don't even know where I'm supposed to be looking on this iPad for this. But just know I'm looking at you in your face. Do not open your first business, I don't care what kind it is, with a loan. Don't do it. Do not open your first business with somebody else's money. Do not do it. I promise you, I don't care how long it take you, if you don't have the discipline to save and stack some money, then why are you going to open a business? Because you don't have the discipline to do the other stuff if you can't do that bare basics. You need, now 85 was because I wanted a really nice shop, and we did. It was magazine worthy. It was nice. I now probably wouldn't spend that kind of money because I know you don't have to. But realistically, bare bones minimum, you want a 750 to 1,000 square foot salon. That's maybe 4 chairs if you set your space up right. Maybe 4 chairs, shampoo area, maybe a little nail area. You're going to need minimally 30 grand. And that's if all the electrical is in place, the plumbing is in place, and you ain't got to do nothing. That's if you are, Stacy, 30. Not 20, 30, okay? Because let me tell you what happens. I don't know how many of y'all watch HGTV. I do, and I watch when these people got $600,000 budgets, especially like the Property Brothers. I love them. And then they have to go back to these people and they have to tell them, oops, by the way, now we got to fix this. You got mold, you got the pipes ain't right, they're not going to approve it to open, all this other stuff. And now they got to spend like $10,000 more, $20,000 more, $30,000 more. That's what could happen in your business. Trust me. That's what could happen in your business. And I'm going to give y'all another tip. Outside of the $30,000 that you need, and this is all taught in my Salon Owner Strategies Conference, which is this year in Vegas. That is a super success. I got 23 more tickets. God is good, y'all. I said I wanted a number. Here it is, July. I only got 23 more tickets to sell. And I have some vendors booths available. It's at the Embassy Suites, y'all. Ain't no gambling in there. It's 2 doors down from the convention center. So I ain't got to worry about the crap tables getting all your money or none of that. I don't have to worry about any of that. But back to what I was saying about the $30,000 with the salon. The thing that you're going to need to fully understand is that things are going to happen. Oh, this is where I was going. Lost track of what I was going to say. This is a tip I want to give you all. Now, this is the kind of stuff you usually have to pay me for, but I'm going to give y'all this for free. Do not, if you want to open a shop, I don't care where it's at. I don't care what city, what state, I don't care. Do not sign any lease contract with any property manager or anybody until you first find out the village requirements, what all the village gonna make you fix, what all the inspectors want to have done. If you don't find that out first, let me tell you something. You can go up in there, you can sign this 3, 5, 10-year contract. They give you this sweet deal on rent. They even give you what's called TI, that's tenant improvements. They say we're going to give you $20,000 to fix the wall and we'll replace the central area. It doesn't matter. If you go in there and now you want to start doing your village stuff and that village tells you they want X, Y, Z, this, that, and the other, that wall wasn't done right, the people before you put some stuff up that wasn't supposed to be here. We need you to get an engineer, an architect. We need you to tell us what's going on in these walls. We need you to tear the wall down. Let me tell y'all something. You will get in there and your dream has been killed before it even started. And we're talking about way more than some 5,000, 10,000. Do not sign nobody's contract. You tell the owner of that place, property manager, I don't care. Look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a plumber come in here and look at this stuff, make sure it's right. I'm going to have an electrician come in here, look at this and make sure it's right. I'm going to call the village and I'm going to do all this and you going to let me in before I sign this contract or I ain't signing it. Because when I tell you, I have been in, 5 villages. Some worse than others. When I tell you a village will hem you up, you got money, you didn't demand and gave you 6 months free for you to get it together. You now on the 5th month and not a village tripping talking about they want this and that. And you got to pay rent in a month. Oh, it's real. That's real. And if they won't let you do your due diligence before you sign that contract, you tell them deuces. Because I ain't signing nothing. It's almost like buying a house. Even a house, do a house inspection. Even when you buy a house, when you buy property, they let you do house inspections. They'll let you do as many house inspections as you don't mind paying them people for. This is what you do. It's a business inspection. You do your own, and then you also have them, the village, find out everything they require. Because some villages, and I'm finding out, I've been in villages that had a higher median household income, like 100-something thousand, something like that. They don't even care. They like, that's fine. Because they got all kinds of other stuff they got to worry about. But if you get in a village that has a lower median household income and they don't have as much cash flow, maybe not as many businesses that are pumping money into this place or into this city, they got to just nitpick so they can make money. Okay, we need this, we need that. It's all about money for them. But they will literally have you hemmed up, have you in a contract, you not got to pay rent, pay a lease, and you got all this other stuff you have to do or you will not get a business license. So I'm telling y'all, that's why you got to understand where you are. That's why I'm doing a business plan party, and it's a super simple one. That's why I'm doing that. You got to understand where you're trying to go. You got to understand how much realistic money, cash, I'm going to need to do this project. And then once you find that out, I want you to double that. You want to really be secure? I actually sent to my Aspire group because I have Aspire, I have Build, I have Stretch, and I actually just launched a new one called Beauty in a Box, and it's for salon suite owners. It's for people that own suites, which is called a mini salon owner. I just launched that because I got all these sweet people calling me I was in a suite. I shut my shops down to go in a suite and work so I could see it from the inside because I'm going to open one next year. So I already did everything y'all talking about. I said, okay, I need to see this. We found out the restaurant next door to the suite I'm going to open was tapped into their water. We found that out. Crazy stuff, right? But those are the 4 groups. I just sent something to my Aspire group who want to open in the next 2 years. I sent them, I don't even know where I got it from. I be getting stuff from everywhere. That it says $60,000. 60 is the minimum that you need to have before you open a salon. 60, not 30. I said 30. I said take 30 and double that because there's always going to be something. I don't care how many I's you dot or T's you cross, you still going to miss something. And it's going to be something that costs you some money. So you gotta do your due diligence, do as much as you can. Quit thinking talent is going to sustain you because it's not. You will have a much happier and more focused salon career when your talent is not all you personally have to exhaust just to pay the bills. I'm telling you, it will change everything for you. It will change everything. But until you get this, what is your financial IQ? I love this book so much, y'all. I think I'm going to start a book club because y'all know I read a lot. I think I'm going to start a book club. I love this book is the bomb. You see that? I know it's backwards, y'all, because I ain't feel like turning it all around. What you really need to know about the numbers. What you really need to know. This is what you, financial intelligence, financial IQ for entrepreneurs. It should have said for dummies because this book's so easy to read. I'm telling y'all, I just can't say it enough. So again, if you're in Florida, come see me in Florida. I'm in Florida now. I'm in a hotel. I'm in the Sonesta Suites. Come see me in Florida. I'll be in class tomorrow at 3:30, and I'm going to stream a little bit of it. Then I'll be in class again Sunday doing the same stuff, I think, at 1. And then they got me in class again on Monday teaching about these numbers, teaching about this money. And I understand it from, I'm in the trenches with y'all, so I'm not talking corporate because I ain't corporate. I understand it from entrepreneurs, one curl at a time. I get it. Then I'll be teaching it again in Dallas. In 2 weeks, I'll be at the Mesquite Convention Center. That's the Dallas International Trade Show. All of this is on my website, knowledgebynikki with 1K.com. You can find it there. Then after that, I think I'm teaching color for the entire month of July. I'll be everywhere teaching the Color Me Crazy business edition for my products, for how to understand how to take this color and leverage your business. And then we go back into, now go into August. August, I'm teaching it all year long. I'm teaching it all August long. I'm teaching it in Minnesota the second week of August. I'm teaching it in Bronner the third week in August. I'm teaching it in Miami the fourth week in August. I'm teaching it. That's what people want me to teach. So that's what I'm teaching in September. So it just goes on and on and on. Thanks, Nick, for putting that up for me. But guys, just get it. If you don't get it from me, get it from somewhere. Read this book. Just get it. Because if you don't, your dreams are just going to be just a figure of your imagination. And I don't want you to do this for 35 years. I don't want you to do it. Look, I'm telling y'all, I told y'all done heard me say in my checkout video from last year that God knows I didn't want to do, but God was like, you got to do it. Y'all heard me say when I divorced my first husband, I was $250,000 in debt. And it added up. And I'm talking about $250,000 you can't walk away from. $250,000 you got to pay. And I said, if I can pull myself, with help now, I didn't do it by myself, but if I can pull myself out of a hole, if I can ask for help and do what I need to do and work like a dog and do whatever I needed to do to get out of a hole, get even, and then surpass, I had 50 years old in the next 3 months, 4 months, October, whatever that is. I will be exactly where I said I was going to be 30 years ago. So I had to go backwards and move forward. But it didn't happen till I started saying, you know what? Okay, I love doing hair. That's all cool. But I got to understand where this money is going. I got to understand why 1 and 1 ain't equaling 2. Something is not right. When I started doing that was when everything changed for me. And I did it right, then I messed up and did it wrong. And then I told you all 4 or 5 years ago, I had to say, wait. Something's not right here, because I wasn't always doing this, robbing people. Something ain't right. I sat back, I said, let me remember what I did in the beginning. Let me go back and say, how did I do this the first time? And I started writing it down, and I got, as Dave Ramsey says, I got gazelle intense. And for those of y'all that don't know what a gazelle is the only animal in the world that can outrun a cheetah. Not outrun them, outmaneuver them, because you know a cheetah is fast, can't nothing outrun him. But a gazelle can outmaneuver him and literally get away. When I became that focused, like, oh no, this ain't gonna be the way I end this. I didn't work too hard. I'm not doing this. And it ain't, let me tell y'all something, for those of y'all that keep saying I'm embarrassed, it ain't nothing y'all done done. I told you all in a Facebook video, I don't know how many months ago, I told you all where I first started really embracing, learning how to do cash forecasts and balance sheets and income sheets. I had learned them before, but I had then I got back into it. I told y'all, the courts made me go to a check writing class. Literally, I had wrote a check, called myself going to pay. You know how I go. You write a check, you're going to beat the check to the bank. Well, that didn't happen. And I was unable to pay it. So the person that I wrote it to said, no. They took me to court. This check about $180. Took me to court. The court said, okay, we're going to send you to class on a Saturday, losing 8 hours, losing money, to have to sit in here, all these people in here embarrassed. What we embarrassed for? We all here for the same stuff. What we embarrassed for? That man was trying to teach stuff, and I said, you know what? We gonna learn some stuff here. We all in here for the same stuff, so we don't end up here no more. Let's learn what this man is trying to teach us. That man started teaching us how to do balance sheets, and he went in. That was years ago. That was the eye-opener to me, that this money all means something. It's more than just to buy depreciable goods, I call it, like cars and all that stuff is fine. But let me tell y'all something about that too. When you really get to the point that you want to see your money grow in the bank more than you want to see it on your back, you're going to change some things. Ain't nothing wrong with looking good. I still like it. I still like nice things, and I don't like nothing cheap. But let me tell you what I do even with that. I plan it. I already know I can go out and do a $5,000 shopping spree because of the stuff that I like, and might not even have a lot of stuff. But I know that in order for me to keep the numbers right, I plan it. I say, okay, I want to go straight up shopping. That's what I want to do. So what I do is I say, okay, let's look at where I'm at. How much money would I need to save and put aside for X amount of time for me to go straight up black belt shopping? Like, I ain't got to care what it costs, none of that. And I literally plan it. And then I do it, and I ain't taking from no bills. I'm not robbing Peter to pay Paul. I'm not like, oh my God, I done bought these shoes with these red bottoms on them. Now how I'm going to pay my mortgage? No, them days is over. And for those of y'all living like that, I'm going to say it. You may not like it, but stop fronting. I will never forget, I had a girl in my salon. This was years ago, like 20 maybe. She was asking me about getting some service that she clearly couldn't afford, because she kept trying to, okay, so if I got this and not that. Okay, if I got this part but not that. She kept going through this, right? And I think the service was maybe like $300-400. It was some type of weaving service. And I'll never forget, she asked me, could she go outside for a minute? I said, yeah, cool. Because I'm thinking, was she about to call a sponsor for some money? I didn't know what she was about to do. And I had to go outside to my car. And I remember trying to act like I wasn't listening to what she was saying, but I was. This girl was literally talking to ComEd, which is the electric company, about how she could make payment arrangements or pay her electric bill late to do, and I'm saying to myself, now I know she is not trying to pay her electric bill late so she can get a $400 hairdo. And I know it wasn't my place to say it, but I did. I had to say it to her in private. I called her name. I said, you don't really have to do this right now. Let's do it next time. Because it don't make no sense for you to be in the dark looking good. It just doesn't make sense for you to be in the dark because it sounded like they was about to cut our stuff off looking good. Y'all, we have got to change our value system. Ain't nothing wrong with looking good. I love to look great. I still love nice threads. I still love, but you cannot spend money you don't have.